Hey guys, how's it going? It's summer in the UK, it's hot, and being someone with a wardrobe full of black t-shirts and long hair, it means that I'm a mess. My studio's a mess at the moment as well, which is great because I've just come back from Paris for a few days and I had a session just before, didn't tidy it up, idiot. So I've got my drums down, I've got everything just everywhere. But because my drums are down, it's kind of a good time for me to talk about virtual drum instruments, and there's a brand new virtual drum instrument. This is from Kit Drums, and you'll see on their site, on their YouTube page, that I've done the release video for them, and it's great. I really do enjoy it. It's a great instrument with loads of flexibility. I think that's the main word, really, flexibility. I want to show you a track that I've written that just kind of sums it up, really, and just shows you how easy it is to use. And the main thing I want to take a look at here is how flexible each instrument is. Let's just take a look. First of all, let's just play it, and we'll have a little look, and then I'm going to show you why it's so flexible. Okay, sounds great. The main thing here is that you have a load of different snares on the kit. So, track back a little bit. You've got a kick, floor tom, lower floor tom, high tom, crash, other crash, and another bigger crash as well. Then you've got a couple of different rides. I like this one, sweet ride, and some hats. Now on the snare, I'm currently using one of 6 snares, and it's the Gretsch, and I like this. And what you need to remember about this is that you've got 6 snares, but you've actually got kind of infinite snares because of one very important feature, and it's in this advanced settings. So I'm just going to solo these drums for a second. One thing I should say is that this track was written entirely just using the grooves from here. I've just dragged them in and literally just gone like, verse from song 1, let's take that and let's pop it in. It's really that easy, and the grooves sound great. You've got a mixer where you can do loads of mix into each individual element. I'm going to take a look at that in a second, but really this is what it's all about for me. So I've got my snare, sounds great, I like it. If I reset all the ADSR, like the attack, decay, sustain, release, you're going to hear it gets really open. The same is true for the other ones. Like, they're all recorded really, really open, which is great because, as mixers and engineers know, it's easier to deaden a drum after the fact than it is to make it more open. And a really great way of doing that is over here on the instrument ADSR. So let's just take the snare that I had before, so the Gretsch. Sounds great. If you bring this all down, then you can kind of tighten that up pretty considerably. So where it was before, or you can really tighten it down. Or you can keep that kind of decay relatively intact and then just bring across like all the sustain, so you're not getting really any of that room and it's just completely chopping it down. Even more so. Let's go crazy. Okay. That sounds a bit unnatural, admittedly. So let's just reset that. But the thing I want to say is that you've got pitch shift as well. So if you want this snare to sound like that, that's great. If you want it to be a little bit kind of snappier, you can bring it up or bring it up even more. And you can really go to crazy extremes here. Now, this is going to sound mental, but but you've got the flexibility to kind of go up, and then you can go down as well. This is quite a long way down. But if you're gentle with it and just go like to nearly -1, reset, you've just got a load of different sounds. And what I love to do is like bring it down a little bit, or quite a lot really, and then just deaden it down. So let's just bring that kind of sustain and decay down a bit more. Bring this up a touch. Nice. Let's bring that pitch up just a little bit. So we've got a much deader drum and a much more kind of thwacky drum. And you can go as crazy as you want with this ADSR, and really, you can really deaden it down if you want to, and just bring this all the way down. You can do whatever you want. But that's cool. That's great. I'm going to reset that and bring a different snare in. Let's go for the copper. Let's see what that sounds like. Reset the pitch. And if you're struggling for memory, this is quite a cool little addition. So at the moment I'm on 24-bit. If I bring this down to 16-bit, then it means that I'm not going to be using quite as much RAM. So previously it was on like 5.7 gig, and now you'll see that's coming all the way down to like 2.8. And it's probably going to come down a little bit further. So that when I click the drum, it's not really going to sound much different. It's just that 16-bit as opposed to 24. It's going to be different, but in a mix, you can notice it. Don't know. Let's bring that up. Nice little kind of piccolo. So let's hear that in with all the rest of the drums. So you can obviously get rid of some of that ring, like it's wide open. That's the kind of nature of it. So if you want the ring there, you're probably not going to notice that ring that much if you get it in the mix. I'm not noticing that at all. When I play it in solo, it's there. But in the mix, it all kind of fades into insignificance. So talking about the mix, we've got the mixer here as well, which is really fully featured. You've got, like, kit are kind of known for saturation stuff and all the Blackbird bits. And you've got saturation on each drum, and you've got an EQ on each drum, and you've got a compressor on each drum. Now, this compressor can get really aggressive, or you can blend it in with the mix, bringing that down. And body is the one that, like, gives you the beef. So let's just take a listen to this snare. If we actually just look at bringing a bit more compression on this, so let's bring this threshold down. Let's bring the ratio, it's always 6:1. It's quite compressed. Bring that body down. Lacks a bit of the weight, but then when you bring that body up all the way, apparently, you get a bit more chunk to it. And it's really, you can manipulate it really easily, and the EQ just kind of works. Like the top end just gives you like crisp, and the bottom end gives you thump. And the mid-range, I don't know, what does that give you? Or aggression, whatever you want to say. But it just kind of works. So let's go onto this snare and just kind of just EQ this a little bit. Before. Snappy. I can bring up this snare bottom as well, because I can just go to the blend and it will just tell me like what the two mics are on it, and go to the kick and you've got 3 different mics on it. Just really versatile. And I think that's the thing about this plugin. It's the versatility, and it's the fact where you've got 6 different snares and you've got 2 different kicks. Didn't mention that, 2 different kicks. You've got a 22 and a 24. What am I at the moment? So this is the 22, the 24. A little bit different. And then you've got the 3 different mics for that kick as well. So you can add like loads of the outside kick mic or loads of the sub or whatever you want. So versatility really is the key. If you want a fully featured like demo into all this, then do go out and check on the kit YouTube page. I'll put a link in the description for a full absolutely everything. But to me, the versatility that you get in this plugin is amazing. There's so many drum plugins out there, and they all do a great job. And I've used other ones that do sound good and do maybe sound as good. But to me, like, it's nice having the mixer in there where it's actually usable stuff. Like in other drum plugins, which I'm not going to name, you get a mixer and you get like EQ and compressor, and you use them, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's doing it, but it doesn't really sound nice. It just sounds, you know, sounds a bit more top end. This actually, it sounds good. And as with all good drum plugins, you can output these to different places. So I can get the drums and send them out to a kick bus. I can send them out to a snare bus just by creating like a multi-output way of doing things. So 16 stereo. And it's really easy to actually do it as well. You can just go to the kick and then, well, output let's go to 3 and 4. Cool. And then snare is going to 5 and 6. You can see my mixer. Sorry, I had solo safe on. So you can hear you've just got kick and snares just outputted, and then you can apply whatever kind of stuff you want to them. I've got some kit stuff on there because it sounds cool and it's kit drums, so why not? So go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. It's really versatile and it sounds great. And the fact that you get everything completely wide open in the first place is cool. And then you can just like squidge it down a little bit and make it so the tail's not quite as long, or it's got ring in it, so you can just take that ring out. You don't have to reach for the EQ. You can just change that ADSR. And to me, that's really useful. So check it out. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.